Hey, what do you say? Did you think we weren't coming back for episode number 2 of season number 2? Did you think, oh man, these guys they're going to find some excuse to not come back? My name's Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ. Good morning.
Morning, man. Yeah, we this whole DJ is working from home now for his shoot job, so we're able to record during the day and kind of get paid for it. We're on the clock with our real jobs.
Double dipping.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a run-in podcast, season number 2, episode number 2. It is brought to you by Figure Collections. DJ, we're going to break some news here. I just got the okay from Jack from Figure Collections. So it's good that we're recording
my live reaction on this
right now instead of last night. Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. I wish I had like a breaking news sound effect. Maybe I'll throw one in post show right about here. All right. Breaking news. You guys can pre-order the Cella Figure Collections Luna Vachon Retro starting October 1st at shop.figurecollections.com. They have not put that out to the public yet. We are the first ones to put that out there. So some breaking news. Very excited that Jack let us share that. I'll be pre-ordering that, and I'll be putting it with my Bam Bam Bigelow Hasbro.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Sure.
Yep, perfect.
So make sure you check out shop.figurecollections.com or figurecollections.com/shop. Use the code RUN10. Save yourself 10% on that Luna Vachon or any other of the Cella retros that you need to order. I need to order the Atom Bomb glow in the dark. Actually, I'm slacking on that.
You need that. You need that.
Tons of other stuff up there. You guys can order the Dynamite Kid retro, the regular, and the variant, the running change that they made. Actually, it's not a running change. It's just a variant that they made of Dynamite Kid. So it's shop.figurecollections.com. Code is RUN10. Get yourself 10%. Blitzkrieg Pro is coming back to Enfield, Connecticut for a 2-night extravaganza. They are it's going to be Blitzkrieg versus Limitless, a little like Survivor Series-esque action. It is a 2-night war. Limitless Wrestling is based in Maine. They are coming down to Enfield, Connecticut, and they are going to take on Blitzkrieg Pro. A few guys or Anthony Green, former NXT talent. He is going to be part of Limitless Wrestling and VSK, Impact Superstar, NWA Superstar. Friend of the show. He is going to be on the Blitzkrieg Pro side. More to be announced. You guys can grab tickets right now. Nice. BlitzkriegPro.net. I'll be there. I think I'm going to be there both nights, actually. I was just looking at my schedule. I might be there a little late on the 7th, but I'll definitely be there the 8th for sure. So definitely going to check both those shows out. It's going to be a great night. 2-night war, 2 nights of wrestling action. Get in on it. BlitzkriegPro.com is where you can grab those tickets. We've got a giveaway this week. Actually, we had a giveaway last week where you had to write a review of our pod, and we would hook you up with a random giveaway. And the winner was, I got to find it here. It's Ted the Sock on Twitter. He wrote, he wrote, "Hooray, it's back. The Run-In podcast has returned after its hiatus with guns blazing. I've been a Enhancement Talent Patreon member off and on and competed in the last 2 pick'ems. I enjoy the boys' takes on current wrestling, and I'm always up for a giveaway. Give them a listen if you haven't already." So thanks, Ted the Sock. Ted the Sock also used our Manscaped code. So we'll be sending him a figure and a little something for using our Manscaped code. If you guys haven't already, you'll hear more about it a little bit in the show, but we are now partners with Manscaped. You guys can use RUN20 to save 20% over at manscaped.com. I'll talk more about Manscaped a little bit later on because I took full advantage of the package that they sent us this weekend, and I'll explain that a little bit later on.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff to say about it too.
Oh boy. Get ready, guys. We're going to be talking about our balls. This week's giveaway, we've got another giveaway. Just stay tuned. We'll post it on Twitter. You're just going to have to retweet a pinned tweet, and it'll be our episode tweet probably. And we'll have a figure courtesy of Wrestling Collector Shop to give away to you. I think it's going to be Reckoning, the Reckoning Elite, which is super toyetic. That's the old Mia Yim, Mrs. Keith Lee. So
Right.
we'll give that away to anybody or to some lucky person who retweets our pinned tweet out there on Twitter. What else do we got here in the old housekeeping segment? Oh, we got to talk Patreon. Of course, we got to talk Patreon. Patreon's blowing up. We're recording another draft episode tomorrow. We're going to draft cereals. And then Monday night, we're going to record another one, and that is going to be appetizers. And we got a few different cats joining us. Nikki Choke from the Fig Cave podcast is going to be joining us tomorrow night because DJ can't. And we also got Dean Wireman, Mean Dean, social media machine. He breaks his silence, and he's going to join us on the draft episode this dope. Coming week. Yeah, he's gonna be drafting cereals with us. So it's going to be me, Mike Lanham, Zach Egoff, and then those two cats, and we'll have some fun with that. The rest of the crew should be back when we record the appetizer ones. Phil and DJ should be back Monday night when we record that one, and those will drop later on. But those are available on Patreon now. We got the TV dads, which I think I won. I'm sure you think you won. Mike Lanham thinks he won. So you guys have to listen. Let us know who you guys think won the draft of TV dads.
TV dads, I think I won.
I mean, if you don't think you won after you did one of these, what are you even doing? Why are we even doing?
I think I came in second on the comedies.
That's true. I could admit defeat in certain instances, but I think my slacking pick, like the pick that screwed me over, that I thought was way better in my mind than it actually was. You know how sometimes you pick a player in a fantasy draft and you're like, this guy's going to be dope. And then you're like, oh, no, he's
there were
not.
So many other people I could have picked before.
Exactly. Knocked up is that pick for me in our, in our 2009 comedy drafts, because it's a great movie. It's funny, but there's definitely some others, especially looking at who picked after me. There's definitely some stuff that I should have, could have, would have picked instead.
I think so I even thought of Old School, but I was like, no, that's not in the time frame. Like, that's what I thought in my without looking. Like, I should have looked, but without looking, I thought Old School was a little bit younger than I thought, and so that's why I just completely skipped over it in the draft, and because I was going to pick Shrek last as the fifth pick, as my kind of surprise pick. And then pick Old School somewhere in the middle, because I was like, nobody's thinking of this, So, but I was like, oh wait, it's too young. So I should have stayed with that. Yeah,
Old School is one of the first ones Old School is one of the first ones I thought of. Yeah,
no, it is, because it's one of my favorite comedies. Like, that's the thing. That's the funny part. But I thought it was like 2010 or something. Like, I didn't think it was young enough or old enough for the draft. And
I hear you, man. it happens.
It slipped through my fingers.
We've got some other bonus content coming on Patreon. We've got Phil is unboxing the latest wave of Mattel retros. He also unboxed Jeff Hardy Ultimate with his kid, and then Zach's got some stuff he's going to be taste testing on there as well. So that should all be up there. And we got to give some shout outs. I forgot to do this last week. Just getting back in the swing of things. We've got some new Patreons that we have to give some shout outs to. Here we go. Jonathan Ramirez, Lee Clark, Michael Lonkarik. I think I'm saying that right. Tyler Clevenger, Luke Woodbury, Daniel Ohanessian, David Coretta, Johan Jean, Mitchell Craig, Tristan Byers. Those are all new within the last month or so. A little bit over a month, I'd say. All new Patreons there. So thank you guys for jumping in. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. And you $10 Patreons, you guys, I think we're going to send you guys a link to join in on the show next week. You guys can watch us while we're recording after Dynamite. We'll make sure we're recording after Dynamite. We won't call any audibles or anything like that. But I think next week will be the week that we do that. So you $10 Patreons, you guys can still upgrade. If you upgrade before next Wednesday, you can come on in and we'll open it up. We'll let you guys do like a live Q&A with us as well. But the Patreon tiers, we got $1 a month. That's a white meat baby face. You'll get a shout out on an episode, access to our show notes, 1 month or one entry into our monthly Patreon giveaways, and access to the Fig Cave Facebook group to buy, sell, trade, and talk figs. And that's a hotbed right now because Mike Lanham found a bunch of NWO Macho Man Ultimates for $18. and hooked the group up. So there you go. That gets you your dollar's worth right there. If you're a mid-carder, that's $5 a month. It gets you all the previous tiers plus a run-in podcast sticker, access to all the exclusive content like watch-alongs, the bonus content that we were just talking about with the draft episodes, Zach trying different foods, unboxings, toy hunts, all that stuff. You get 2 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway, early access to episodes, video version of the show, ad-free content, and 24/7 access to me, DJ, and the rest of the inner circle on Discord. That's $5 a month. And then main eventer, you get all the previous tiers. Plus, you'll get your name on our website as a VIP supporter. Breaking news segment, run-in podcast sticker, magnet, not a sticker, a magnet. Plus, you'll get to sit on a live recording that we just talked about, and you'll get 3 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway. Plus, you'll get a discount code exclusive to main event Patreons to the Run-In Podcast store. So, which is now at merch.runinpod.com. Thanks to Zach Egoff. You got that all set up for us. And I've been dropping episodes of Hey, what do you say? It's a little spinoff. I did talk for about 10, 15 minutes and practice trying not to say while I'm doing it. That drops. I try to do one every week. So I just dropped one yesterday right on the Patreon. Jump in there if you haven't already. It's patreon.com/runinpod. That'll get you all squared away with that. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to us. And make sure you're following on Instagram and Twitter. Shout out again to Dean Wireman, the Mean Dean, the social media machine. He's got us on TikTok as well. All you got to do is search for us on there. Twitter is at Run In Podcast, Instagram at The Run In Pod, and YouTube.com/The Run In Podcast. So maybe do a Twitch soon too. We haven't done that in quite some time. As well. So
a live show.
Yeah. So again, you guys can grab merch at merch.runinpod.com. Shirts, hoodies, cups, stickers, anything you need up there. No Kenny's corrections this week. I don't know what happened. Kenny forgot about us, I think. Or we just nailed it and we killed it. And so there's no corrections, but make sure you check out Conversations with Kenny and the Call Up Podcast anywhere you grab your podcasts. And Kenny's always doing some kind of live stream Monday, Wednesday nights. So make sure you check that out as well. All right, DJ, ready to what are you drinking this early in the morning? Just coffee? Vodka?
Yeah, just coffee.
Baileys? What do you got going?
No, just coffee.
No Vigilante drip, no like mimosa or Bloody Mary. Man, when I was drinking, man, I loved Bloody Marys. Loved them.
I'm not with the tomato juice. So I don't usually do Bloody Marys, but yeah, no, I got stuff to do after this. I can't be.
That's I did the same thing. I was looking at my fridge and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll grab one of these CBD seltzers that I have. And then I was like, nah, I got stuff to do later. I got trivia. I'm still working through the day. So we'll just do coffee, water, and a little Diet Coke action here on the side. So
there it is.
With that being said, man, you ready to jump in the ring?
Let's do it.
All right. In the Ring is brought to you by our boy over at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. You guys can follow him on Instagram at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. He just got a whole bunch of brand new ringside exclusives in somehow. Like literally, like this guy, I don't know what goes on with the people who sell back to him, but
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Did they fall off the truck? We don't know what.
Yeah,
we don't know what happened here. But he's got a whole bunch of new goods in. Even he said, he goes, I don't ask questions. I just take the call and buy this stuff back from him. So lots of good stuff on there. And you guys, even if you're buying on Instagram, if you message him and say you run 10, you'll get 10% off your order there. So, and he's always making deals anyway, but kind of a slow week in the week of wrestling this week, man. And obviously we're coming off a huge week with the 2 pay-per-views for each company, NXT having a pay-per-view, the bullshit behind the scenes with CM Punk and the Young Bucks and all that stuff. And now we're sitting here like, all right, now what? I mean, it's not like it's not like a super slow week, but it's like there's not as much action as there was last week. But I have a couple things I just wanted to bring up. I mean, we saw Edge get his ass beat this past week on Raw. They did the little concerto style thing to his leg. Does this mean Edge is taking some time off, you think? I don't think he's done yet, obviously. I don't think he's retiring. I think he said actually a few weeks ago maybe even a few months ago at this point, that he's got like another year left, and then he's going to
Mhm.
call it quits.
Okay.
But I do think he's going to take some time off, and they're writing him off TV here for a little bit.
He probably wants to, kind of like most veterans at this point. You just get me back for WrestleMania season. Get me back for, let me be one of the people in the Royal Rumble at this point.
I was even going to say maybe Jesus, I'm struggling with my voice today. I don't know what's going on. I would say maybe he'll take some time off till Survivor Series, because Survivor Series is right around the corner.
Right.
And that's I mean, we've talked about it before. That pay-per-view is kind of meaningless at this point, but it would still maybe give some luster for him to come back to do that. Have like, hopefully they go back to like the SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT thing.
But. Or like they are successfully building a couple of factions here. You might be able to even go to the old school, everybody like a feud, and you get to set like kind of continue your feud with your team at Survivor Series. I'm down for that. Like I can go for, the old school, like, two people that are in a feud and they just make up a team and they go have a Survivor Series match. I can go for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious what happens next with this whole Judgment Day and Edge, and I know they just obviously they're going to keep going with Rey, keep going after Rey Mysterio, I think, for a little bit. But who's going to be Rey? Who's going to help Rey? Who's going to come to Rey's rescue?
Right.
But
so see, that could be there's you just made the storyline for this if they were to have a Survivor Series match.
And then Extreme Rules is coming up. We're getting Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey again. My thought when I saw this was like, do we really need this match again? I guess we got two kind of funky finishes, but I still like, this is going to be it's a singles match. It says right now on Wikipedia, it just says it's a singles match. It doesn't say anything about it being like an Extreme Rules match or anything like that. I would assume with it being an Extreme Rules pay-per-view that it would be an Extreme Rules match, but you never know. This is coming up October 8th, so it's a little less than a month away, so they got to build it up here. Are you sick of seeing Ronda and Liv go at it? Are you ready for something different for Liv?
They're just not good dance partners. Sometimes that's just how it is. Like some two wrestlers just don't gel that well in the ring. They might have to make it like you're saying, a no rules match just to break up the monotony of them not being so great in the ring together. So let's see what they do with it. Like hopefully, like maybe they did the sport thing and watch some film and say, hey, let's try this instead of this next time to keep the match flowing. But so far they're just not. They just don't look great together.
I agree, and I would like to see Liv do something different. You know what I mean? Like, what is this? 3 pay-per-views in a row now where she's gone against Liv. Give us something different. I mean, Ronda, give us something a little bit different here.
Yeah,
and what's that? Oh yeah, she did go against Shayna. That's right. In the so it's 2 pay-per-views, I guess, where we've seen Ronda and we really need
or Shayna.
Yeah, we really need Charlotte to come back. I feel like that SmackDown women's roster really needs like 1 or 2 more like big names. Like we can't be having Ronda and Liv be it. Carmella's hurt, although Carmella's on Raw. We could use Charlotte back. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, Raw's got Asuka, Bianca, Becky.
I must say Raw's stacked, actually.
Bailey. Oh no, Bailey's little faction is on SmackDown. Let's get Bailey in that title picture.
Aren't they just going out there, Bianca?
Bailey's, you're right. Yep. Are they on both? I feel like I don't know. Somebody will correct us.
Right.
I feel like maybe they're going back and forth. I don't know.
Right.
Because Bailey,
but it seems like they're on Raw. So, I've seen the most of them on Raw. I'll just say that.
Right.
Which stacks the roster for Raw for the women's division. They just kind of need to, like you're saying, they need to balance it out a little.
Yep.
You know, maybe some call ups, whatever you got. Like, I mean, you got Dexter running around that could.
Even with the call ups, though, it's like those people don't necessarily go right to the title picture. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you want to at least build the characters so that it's when they do go for the title that it's viable.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, don't do an AEW and all of a sudden this person's ranked third for
Right.
out of nowhere. Like, wait, this person's third. Who are they? You know, so don't do that. But yeah, but like you said, like Charlotte, like would definitely inject some energy into the women's roster on SmackDown. There's so many on Raw. Like you might have to start transferring. Like give them a couple. Like get a trade here, or isn't there going to be a draft soon?
I believe there is. There was like rumors about it going around, and then never really. I haven't really seen much about it since. So
yeah, and then you got Naomi and Sasha at some point coming back.
Oh God, yeah, and we don't know what's going on with that. I'll get into that in a little bit. We got some news
we will.
On them, which I think is so. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a few seconds here, but
yep.
What else we got here on the NXT, man? Not a great NXT show. Like I didn't think it was like the best NXT show of all time, or it was very blah, and there wasn't a whole lot of build up to like this new, like at the end, obviously it was a 1-year anniversary, I guess, of NXT 2.0, and then all of a sudden at the end of the show they flashed a black and gold and white logo, which got everybody talking.
Right.
And so it sounds like the black and gold brand is coming back. I was actually just reading today, rumor at, take it for what it's worth, on Cage Side Seats that Triple H is bringing back the Takeover name as well. So the next Takeover is going to be Takeover Halloween Havoc. I guess Vince and Kevin Dunn didn't like the name Takeover. So now that Papa H is back and is running the show again, we're getting the Takeover name, which I like the Takeover name, especially for like a little NXT pay-per-view special, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a cool name for that.
It's kind of like the main event to me. Like, that's what it has, like the main event feel to me. Or Clash of Champions, so I love it. Like you said, Papa H here is like, all right, all that bullshit that Vince like wanted to, or I think like according to Kevin, or not Kevin, but Jim Cornette, Kevin Dunn is the one who like says half of this shit, like the don't say wrestling on TV and all of that. Like most of that comes from Bucktooth there. And and if you listen to that show, Kevin, and if you listen to that show, like half the show is Cornette going off on Kevin Dunn. Like every time he sees something goofy happen, like when Vince was running stuff, every time something goofy happens, he shoots right to Dunn, because he's like, I've got to Dunn is the one who da 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 da. So I'm glad, I am for one, am glad he's not running stuff anymore. That was the person out, like when people point at Vince, because I listened to Cornette, it was done for me. That was that I did not, I didn't like him in there.
I think Kevin Dunn's like responsible for like the shaking cameras and all that, and like the CGI bullshit when like Bobby Lashley or Roman comes out. We don't fucking need that. We don't need this to be the fucking Star Wars movies from the 2000s, like where it's just overdone with CGI. I just need wrestling. I don't need the shaky cameras or anything like that. But I think Kevin Dunn's responsible for all of that. And honestly, I think Kevin Dunn's days might be numbered. I think we might have talked about this in our SummerSlam episode, but like with Triple H now running the show, I think Kevin Dunn's days are numbered. I think he's going to be seeing the door very soon. I hope I'm right. Please, baby Jesus. Please, baby Jesus.
Bye. You see, they're walking right over him, so it's not like he's.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you've been here for 30, 50 years.
Very much input right now.
They're like, yeah, you've been here for 50 years, but fuck off.
Yeah,
your daddy's not here anymore. So, yeah, so NXT, decent show. Solo Sikoa, he's getting some gold. He's got the NXT North American Championship now. Took it from Carmelo Hayes. So that means the bloodline is dripping in gold, except for Sami Zayn. Poor Sami Zayn.
Which kind of fits the character. Like that he'll be the only, like, kind of on the edge. Like,
absolutely.
Fringes of the picture holding up the one. So what a faction, man, with Bloodline. Yeah, I got, like, it's what happens if it's Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania? Like, if that's really what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's gonna be. So back to, like, you going to WrestleMania, me going to WrestleMania. Yep. Part of me can't decide what night I want to go, because, like, I kind of only want to go to one night, but I have a feeling like once I'm there, I'm gonna be like, fuck it, let's go to both nights. But I feel like I'm gonna want to go the night The Rock is there, obviously. But, like, at the same time, don't you announce that to try to boost ticket sales? Like, don't you announce that sooner than later?
They haven't had to boost ticket sales. That's
true. That's true.
They haven't had to do a damn thing.
That's true. I mean, that's kind of holding me off
in the main event. People will be all right. It's probably going to work out some kind of way.
That's got me holding off on my payment just a little bit, but only because or buying my tickets, because I don't know what night I want to go. I need to make a plan here though and figure out what the hell's going on. But plan my life here. I'm trying to get through Disney first. Disney first.
Kind of. But let me tell folks, man, like, I used it's called On Location. I'm telling you, I am completely impressed with the On Location service. Like, so it took out hunting for tickets. It's a whole, like, I did not need the hotel package, so I just went straight for the ticket packages. So I have both nights. I get the same seats. I got my passes to go to access whatever form of access they're doing. I will be there on whichever, whoever I want to go meet. My own entrance and merch. So for one price.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna look in. Jesus, I'm gonna look into that. I think eventually, like I said, just got to get through Disney here first, and it's coming up quick. November, man. So as soon as we get through that, then all eyes turn to WrestleMania. So although my kid is like, can we go to the Winter Classic, the NHL New Year's Day game, because it's at Fenway, so he wants to go, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, kid, you are expensive. We're going to fucking Disney, man.
Right.
Like 3 weeks before your birthday. So, but I'm sure I'll find a way to go to the Winter Classic. I went a couple years ago when it was at Gillette. So, but yeah, so NXT's getting a little revamp. They're teasing the black and gold logo. Bloodline's got all the gold. Yep, we got to get the Intercontinental on Sami Zayn here, and they'll really be dripping.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
And then over on the AEW side, we're getting Mox versus Bryan Danielson for the title. Little Blackpool Combat Club action here. Any thoughts on this, DJ?
Well, I did. So as I was watching the match, all I was just saying, man, because it really, like, the freaking Judas effect really bothers me that's a finisher, and that he finishes like people that are like in hardcore matches and going through flaming tables and everything, but all of a sudden this guy can spin around with an elbow and that's it, that knocks him out. So that's what bothers me. Okay, so I'm like, if Bryan Danielson gets beat with a spinning elbow, I think I'm going to take a break from AEW for a while. So it didn't happen. And so, yeah, now we get the you know, which I love. Like William Regal on commentary is
Oh,
just
he is the
gold.
best.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Oh,
like, so anytime either one of them is wrestling, like I watch anyway because I'm just like William Regal just takes me through him and the mixture of him and Taz, like because Taz is so far on the other other realm of William Regal on a microphone that to me the mixture makes it fun. So that's going to be an interesting match though. Like who do you put the belt on? Because you could kind of see both of them winning this match. Like in
absolutely.
in all honesty.
If I had to pick one, I say give it to Bryan Danielson because he hasn't had it yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moxley's had it a couple times.
And then get rid of the interim thing. Like, dude, just stop. Like, okay, he lost, like, you know, injury or whatever you want to say. He lost the title. Like he got stripped of the title. He is no longer champion, and then that's it. Stop with the interim stuff.
Yeah, I hate the interim bullshit. I'm trying to find me and my buddies in a group chat here. We were talking about something that last week Regal on commentary says, "Man with the mask, you lovely little buttercup. I'd like to pick off your petals and rub them all over me." And somebody and Jim Ross just goes, "We're live." And Regal goes, "Ha, I'm an eccentric Englishman. I can get away with it." That was like that had me dying. Yeah, that was one of the most enjoyable things of AEW in recent history. Like that was just I could not stop laughing at that. Regal is such a treasure, man. He's such a treasure.
And just their announce booth, like just has so many people in it at a time. Sometimes you can tell Jim Ross is like, "You guys are crazy." You know that, right? You know,
right? For all the bad that happens with Jim Ross, it's like there is. I mean, even Jericho. I've soured on Jericho quite a bit from 299 Jericho or 98 Jericho when he first came to WWF. I was a Jericho-holic, and then like I've kind of soured on him recently. Pretty much since I would say like after the List stuff, because the List stuff was good, but
List stuff was good.
But he is good on commentary. Every once in a while he comes up with something, and I'm just like, not as good as that quote from Regal, but man, every once in a while. We should have made that the title of last week's show, the little buttercup thing. But damn, man. I didn't watch all of AEW. I saw the main event, thought it was decent. Just Wednesdays, man. Kids got hockey. So AEW gets pushed to the back burner for a little bit. But I read up on what happened and stuff like that. So they're I think they're building off some momentum here of what happened. And I know I saw Tony Khan was going to make a big announcement. I know that's shocking. He never does that. What was the big announcement? And do you know, like, I didn't see anything about it this morning. He was on Busted Open and he said that like, I have a big announcement. I think everybody's going to enjoy the show. But I never saw like what it was, if it was somebody debuted or something like that. So if you guys know what the big announcement was, let us know, because I don't know. Speaking of, I got to circle back here real quick. There was one correction, and it wasn't sent to me by Kenny. It was sent to me by Zach and Phil. I talked about that book that I was reading, and I said the author's name wrong. It's Brian Gerwitz. Okay. So just want to make sure that, the scorekeepers out there at home are satisfied with.
Oh no, they're really
with my bullshit. Any other stuff from the weekly shows of the world of wrestling that you want to cover? Kind of a slow week. Even Dean, I messaged Dean's going to help us with like getting some stuff on the show notes page and stuff. And I messaged him. I'm like, am I missing anything here? Like, and he's like, no, man, it was just like a super. After everything that happened last week, it's just a super slow week this week. So
yeah, I mean, it can't be up every week, right? So
right.
So we're kind of in that lull in between like Mania season, and we just had a big pay-per-view from AEW. So we're just in that we're in that valley before we start the big stuff again.
Yeah, when is that the AEW Grand Slam they're calling it, right? When is that?
Next week?
Is it next week? Yeah, September 21st. Holy shit. So we'll have to make some picks. What do we got for matches so far on that? We got Danielson and Moxley, but obviously that's going to be decent. I keep thinking this is going to be like a pay-per-view, but it's really just like a normal.
No, it's like a Clash of Champions kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a normal episode of Dynamite, but it's going to be good, man. Looking at these matches, you got Jericho versus Cesaro, Pac and Orange Cassidy for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. It'd be cool to get some gold on Orange Cassidy. Tony Storm, Serena Deeb, Athena, and Britt Baker in a 4-way match for the interim AEW Women's Championship. I'm calling it right now. They're going to bottle Lightning twice, Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory. It's going to be the match of the night, and I'm telling you, Acclaimed wins it. Acclaimed wins it.
No, I think it could the pop that they got just coming out at the end of the tag team match on last night. It's like, yeah, it's kind of obvious now. They're way over. Time to put the belt on them.
Absolutely. And they're from, well, Max Caster, I don't know about Bowens, but I know Max Caster is from New York, so could be even cooler. Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley for the title. So that's actually shaping up to be a pretty decent episode. Sure. Yeah, so I think we should definitely go live on Twitch and YouTube and whatever else after the old AEW Grand Slam.
All right.
I think Kenny said he might go, and then I was in New York this week, and I actually met up with friend of the show, Carlos Mendez, aka Charles Andrew, and he was talking about going too. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. Maybe get some live reports from both of them if they go. So
right.
All right. Before we get to the news and our winners and losers this week, we got to hit you with a little advertisement here. Little pee break for us. Support for the Run In podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. We've got 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, it's about 12 million balls. We've all been there, getting ready for a little date night action. You're shaving your face and you look down and you say, oh, I got to take care of business below the equator. And then you say to yourself, man, I'm going to put this thing that was just on my balls on my face. Or you nick yourself because it's made for your face and not your balls. And then you got issues all night long. Well, Manscaped sent us the Performance Package 4.0, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you, inside this package, you're going to get their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First, let's talk about the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight. You need a more precise shave. Because the trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor, which I know your lady will appreciate. You thought that was good, but we want to take your grooming even further to the next level. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof, provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. I used this yesterday, and man, I was expecting to have a little tug. Smooth as my balls. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas. Your balls will look up at you and say, thanks, man. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, so comfortable, rocking them right now. And the Shed Travel Bag, which is actually the nicest toiletry bag, travel bag that I've ever seen in my life. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20. That's right. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with Run 20 at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. And thanks to our friends over at Manscaped for hooking us up with some items from there. I mentioned it before. I was in New York City this weekend. I was also in Boston. I was all over the place for concerts. And I used the ball deodorant, the crop preserver. And it was super hot on Wednesday, walking around Boston. No chafing, man, which is amazing.
Yes.
Especially down there, walking around in the heat, stuff like that. Long day. New York City, same thing. Was in New York City for the whole day, like travel and everything. It was about a 14-hour day and not a single ounce of chafing, which was amazing. The wife is very happy with how everything's looking down there with the using the ball trimmer and everything like that. And I got to be honest with you, no shame here, fellas. I'm Irish. Looking a little bigger down there with less hair down there. Just saying. It's a little confidence boost. So hit up Manscaped. If you're feeling the same way, hit up manscaped.com. Use the code RUN20 for 20% off, and you'll get free shipping. And we'll also it's more than just like the ball trimmer and the nose hair trimmer. There's all kinds of stuff on there. There's
it's
deodorant.
Premium stuff. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. There's body wash, there's shampoo, conditioner. It really is. I mean, our ladies in our lives take care of themselves. We should be taking care of ourselves as well. There's boxers, cologne, all kinds of good stuff. Lip balm.
The boxers are dope.
Oh, the boxers are amazing. Those I was like a Manscaped mark Saturday night. I wore my t-shirt under a button down. But I needed I needed a really good undershirt to wear. That
I might just wear that shirt to trivia.
The boxers were amazing while we were walking around Boston and stuff, seeing the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And definitely. I know I've said it before, but I remember listening to podcasts and being like, oh man, Manscaped, whatever. But now that I've got the package in hand, I wish I bought it sooner. So head over to manscaped.com, use the code RUN20, save 20% and get free shipping. I'm going to buy my dad the weed whacker actually and stock it away for Christmas because I bought him one last year. And he was bitching to me this weekend about how it was pulling. He was literally talking about it to me this weekend about how it was pulling. And I was like, oh, I'm going to store that right up here and order you the weed whacker.
Dude, my girl speared me into the room after using this product. Okay, so yes,
good stuff.
I'm telling you, see, women talk about when they are together, they talk about this is one of the things they always talk about us with. You guys don't realize that. Like they're like, man, they want us to do all kinds of all kinds of stuff that we ask for, that us guys ask for, and down there it looks like what it looks like. Yeah. But you use this. Things change is all I'll say.
Absolutely. So winners and losers of the week is powered by Manscaped. I'm going loser this week. I'm going Sami Zayn because he's the only member of the bloodline with no gold. And then my winner is Solo Sikoa because he is the latest member of the bloodline to grab some gold, and he got some TV time on SmackDown this week. So he is he's my winner of the week. Who do you got?
All right, my loser, Hangman Page. Basically coming up short again. When it comes to titles here, which I'm like, I don't get it. In my opinion, I don't get it. Like I think he should be winning these matches, but hey,
yeah.
And then my winner is Dom Mysterio. My man's coming out. Like I think he's sometimes when it just seems there's a little pattern here, right? Where you have the people that come out and then you're supposed to be this white meat baby face, and it kind of stumbles out of the gate, and then they become heels and they look a little bit more comfortable. And that's what I kind of see happening with Dom here. He looks a little bit more comfortable in the ring as a heel.
Nice. Good picks there, I think, for both of us. All right, guys, we are going to head on over to that's it. Oh no, we got some other stuff to talk about. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun here. We got some wrestling news to talk about. So Sasha and Naomi were doing New York City Fashion Week. Sasha had some weird comments about like what she's doing now, where she is she's a producer, she's going to start doing music, she's an actress, and really didn't put wrestler in there too much. And I think that got some people thinking, is Sasha going to come back? I would see, I think I see Naomi coming back. Also, Naomi is totally just riding Sasha's coattails. Like they're like a package deal. I feel like
it looks like a sidekick. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm curious if this means that Sasha's not coming back to WWE at least anytime soon, and she's going to try to be The Rock and do like these movies and things, and then come back when she wants to.
I think that's exactly what I think. She's now basically in that statement saying that she's a part-timer, like Rock, John Cena, whoever, like Batista. I think she's trying to get into that lane now. Yeah. And like, I mean, when you really step back and think about it, she's petite, like, like to take the beating of being in wrestling, like she's probably one of the more petite wrestlers of the women that have, like, say in we'll just call them the 4 horsewomen.
Yep.
She's one of the more petite ones and she's been in, Hell in a Cell matches and everything else. So she's taking a beating. So I can see it. Like, I can see where she's like, like, and then you put the tag team titles on me. So that's going to be more, so just like, whoa, where I can go to Mandalorian and not, and have us, do these scenes and not get beat up and get this kind of a paycheck.
Right.
You'd be doing the same. You'd be doing
the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sure the money with Disney is either better or comparable with WWE. That would be my thing, is like, and I don't have to, like you said, man, I don't have to wreck my body. And then we'll just see what happens. Maybe Naomi shows up in a episode of The Mandalorian now.
Probably so now. Yep.
Velveteen Dream went on Instagram. Dream. This dude he is not doing himself any I'm curious what his like thought process is like, hey, if I route all these people out, maybe WWE will rehire me. Or is he just not thinking and he's just crazy? He basically said that.
And Triple H is in charge. All you had to do was keep your head down and keep your nose clean. That's all you had to do.
Literally keep your nose clean, because he was talking about doing coke while being a member of NXT on the NXT roster, which is just wild. And he said other guys are doing it too. I know it's crazy to be like, we're talking about wrestlers doing coke, and we both grew up in the 80s where that's all wrestlers did.
I'm about to say, so it doesn't even ruffle my feathers, not one bit. Like, to be honest,
but I think in this day and age, it's a little more surprising.
I know
you've got guys,
the kids
going
are
more.
That's probably a shocker for the kids.
Well, no, I'm just even saying, like, you look at a guy like Dolph Ziggler, somebody like that. I feel like, I mean, he likes to party, obviously, but I feel like he's not going out to a bar until 4 a.m. the next, like, after a show. He's driving to the next town, I feel like, grabbing some food, working out maybe, and then going to bed or whatever. I just, maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm, ignorant. Maybe I'm just, I don't want to think bad things about these guys. But I feel like that way of living, like the Ric Flair lifestyle, or, the way these guys in the 80s lived, I feel like it's very different now than what it was. So I think it's a little more shocking to hear that they were doing that now than 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Now, was
it was like expected,
hyped up for the show.
Was he? I don't know. I didn't watch his actual confession. I just read that he came out and said it.
Right. Because I can see that even today. I can see that, like, they're trying to get in the character and trying to have, like, the energy coming out of the curtain. Hey, let me do this and so that I'm up, so that it's over.
Right.
So I can see that, but not, like you said, like, I don't think you have the time, like you said, to party till 4 a.m. and all that nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't think you have the time to do it.
No, I don't think so either.
So that's what I think was going on there. But for the, stepping back a little bit, it's not necessary to say Dream. Just sit it, like,
just keep your mouth shut.
I really feel like he was on the verge of getting rehired, and just because most people that followed the story with the kid, with him messaging the kid, knows, okay, like this was kind of some bullshit. Like, so if you follow that story, and if you haven't, I invite you to go look into it in more detail, and you'll see that it wasn't really what you thought. But this is like, okay, you were about to get past that part, and now we got to deal with you and Coke.
Yeah. He keeps getting in his own way.
Yeah, because he was such an. I mean, the guy was wrestling on the Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, right.
Okay, he was climbing the ladder. He was in there. He was over.
Yeah,
and here we are.
Like, kids these days, man, just keep your mouth shut. Do your job. That's all you got to do.
Man.
Anyway,
like the Sheik told The Rock, don't be the jabroni talking too much in the locker room.
Exactly. All right, and the big news of the week was Pro Wrestling Illustrated dropped their top their 500 episode. Their top 500 episode came out, or edition came out, and they have the top 10
their
leaked
list.
Or some of the numbers leaked. And number one, I think, is deserved. There is, again, always with these, man, there's sometimes there's always some guys that I don't know, so I can't really comment on them. But let's read the top 5 here. We got undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, number 1. Right. Okada was number 2. CM Punk, number 3. Number 4 was Adam Page, and number 5 was Bobby Lashley. Just some other quick. I got the top 20 here. I'll just go through them real quick. Drew McIntyre was 20. Kenny Omega was 19. 18 was Adam Cole. Seth Rollins was 17. MJF was 16. Tanahashi was 15. Josh Alexander was 14. Matt Cardona was 13. Good for him. John Moxley was number 12. Shingo Takagi. I'm gonna probably destroying that name, but I'd never heard of him. 11th, Jonathan Gresham was 10th. Big E was 9th. El Hijo del Vikingo was number 8. Bryan Danielson, number 7. Cody Rhodes, number 6. I have no problem with Roman Reigns being number 1. In fact, Nikki Choke from the Fig Cave podcast, we put it up on Instagram, and he commented that I'm ad-libbing here for what he commented, but he commented that that is the most correct number 1. He said Roman is the most definitive number 1 ever, and I would agree with that 110%. Okada, I can't really comment on because I haven't seen enough of his matches or seen what he's done.
Yep.
Right, what he's done in New Japan. But I can tell you that I don't think CM Punk or Adam Page should be 3 or 4. Not because they're AEW guys. I think John Moxley should be where CM Punk is. CM Punk didn't wrestle for part of the year. Moxley was AEW champion. He also went to GCW and did some stuff. He went to, I think he went to New Japan this past year, if I'm not mistaken, and did some stuff. He's been all over the place. And still killing it in AEW, and went to rehab and got and got clean, and still and I feel like he didn't miss a beat. You got to put him in the top 5. Fuck CM Punk, get him out of the top 3. He should be CM Punk. Okay, put him in the top 10. He won the belt. He came back. He had a decent year. Put him in the top 10. I don't think he should be in the top 5. Adam Page, I don't feel like should be in the top 5 either. I think you could put Cody there in that number 4 spot. I think you could put MJF in that top spot. Again,
he's way too low. That was going to be
for a couple weeks. But MJF I feel like is the reason why, for the most part, people watch AEW. You got to have him in that top 5.
Right. CM Punk, like you said, he would probably be where for me would be about, because Jonathan Gresham he's another one of these wrestlers that I feel like is and gets just way over the top with what people think of him, and it's just he's all right. He's not, I don't think he's setting the world on fire. like Big E, you had to put like before the injury, like he was probably close to the top 5 before he got injured. MJF is way too low. He's way too low. 16, he's way too low. Like
I would even argue that Rollins is too low.
Sure,
like, Rollins is 17th
without even winning matches. Winning matches, Seth Rollins is too low. Okay, Seth, because he's showing you. Like, so the next time somebody tries to tell me that, oh, this guy's losing matches or this guy lost a match, so they're burying him, I'm going to point that I now can point to Seth Rollins. You don't need to win matches this is wrestling. This isn't, again, this isn't a real sport. The wins and losses don't matter. Even AEW, the wins and losses don't matter. Like, even though they told you they were, but it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's it is like the old saying goes, it's how you play the game. It's how you perform in the ring is what, do you entertain us? And yeah, those two guys are way too low. Again, I try to watch more New Japan. Like, I bet you Okada, like, I want I want to watch first because I wanted to believe. I was one of those that heard so much and saw so many highlights of Kenny Omega that I thought, oh man, this guy is good, right? And then you started to see him on a week-to-week basis, and it was like, okay, he's all right.
Yeah.
But he's not this, needle mover that people were, I don't see him as this over the top. He's just really great. I don't see it.
Yeah. I don't either.
Yeah, and then Rome, we haven't Roman Reigns, we have not seen this since Hulk Hogan with the holding the title for 3 years. Like, that's the last time we've seen something like this, and this is what you guys have to really drop what you thought of Roman when he was the white meat baby face coming down the ring with the vest on. That's over. Like get that out of your head. Like that's not the character he is right now.
He's come so far from that.
Yeah, like I don't know if you did you watch the interview with Paul
Heyman?
Reigns?
No, I didn't.
Paul
Logan
what's
Paul.
his name? Logan Paul.
I did not. I saw you send it over to us, and
watch the whole because the whole slide. The slide goes through the whole interview. Like you can slide over and listen to the whole interview. And he talks about all of that. He talks about the promo with John, where John Cena got to basically say what he wanted, and he had to stay on script. Like, that's literally what happened in that promo that everybody's talking about. And how he learned from that. He learned from that that promo right there kind of created the character that we have now.
Gotcha.
And okay, so so that does bother me that people are still I still see people making comments like Roman is still their comment is you could tell they're holding on to the first iteration of this character. So like, dude, if you watch the show,
right,
you would know that he's well beyond that character.
Well beyond that. Yeah, absolutely. I always say this when this drops that I want to go grab a copy of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Yeah. Crazy to think too. I
love the pictures in there though. They still have the good pictures in that magazine.
I have not seen. I think the only place I've seen it is Barnes and Noble, and then I remember grabbing it and it was $13.99 for a magazine, and I'm like, nope, I'm good. Because this is gonna sit on a shelf. I'm gonna look through it, and then I'm gonna it's gonna sit on a shelf. But man, I miss wrestling magazines. I really do. I love buying.
I see it in the airport.
Oh, I love buying every once in a while. I love buying an old 1992 WWF magazine because they were so good.
Yeah,
so much color in them.
And they stayed in kayfabe. The interviews and everything were still in kayfabe.
Yep, absolutely. But let us know what you guys thought about the PWI 500 list for 2020 with the top 20 wrestlers revealed. Also, shout out to Matt Cardona, man. Say what you will about that guy being Zack Ryder and shit, but for him to be in the top 13, good for him, man. Good for him. Friend of the show.
You gotta give it up. Gotta give it up.
Friend of the show. He's done an intro for us. So he's NWA champion this year, GCW champion this year. So that's pretty good, man. It's a pretty good year.
Right.
All right, guys. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with Walk That Toy Aisle. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by Wrestling Collector Shop. You guys can use Run 10 for 10% off any order. Or if you drop $50, you can use the code RUN IN and get free shipping over at WrestlingCollectorShop.com. I actually dropped $50 on that site last week because I grabbed the Mean Gene Build-A-Figure from the WrestleMania 39 set that's going to be coming in October or November. Some updates from those guys. Elite 95 is shipping. Elite 96 is shipping. Elite 97 should be in stock soon and shipping very shortly. And the Elite Collection Greatest Hits is shipping as well. So grab those if you haven't already. And if there's actually some loose ones on there too, if you're a loose collector and you don't need to spend all the money, you can get Rikishi, Bam Bam, and the Undertaker right now loose. Rikishi's only $17.99, no belt with Rikishi, but Bam Bam $20.99 and Undertaker's $20.99 as well. And then you can use the code RUN10, get yourself 10% off. Chance for you to grab some extra or some re-releases in that Greatest Hits collection. I like the idea of that Greatest Hits collection, believe it or not. I like that you guys will be able to get your hands on some old school elites that came out and that you might not have been able to grab previously. So there's also some loose of 96 available. Actually, all of them except for the Dewdrop Chase are available. I think all of them come with the belt except for that Dragunov figure, and Brock Lesnar does not come with his stairs. So just check it out. There are some loose options on there if you're just looking for the figs. Wrestling Collector Shop. The Run 10 gets you 10% off, and Run In, if you spend over $50, gets you free shipping. I got that Hulk Hogan Elite 96 coming with the license plate and the helmet. And you know what? I was like, I'm just going to use this to like make the perfect Hulk Hogan. That thing is so ridiculous that I might just keep it the way.
I mean, it's just, I'm like, wait, what is happening here?
And Vince was all about selling that Hulk Hogan merch, man, back in the day. But all right, let's talk some toys here, DJ. We talked about it in the beginning. I'm going to rehash it or let you guys know again. Shop.figurecollections.com. October 1st, you'll be able to pre-order Luna Vachon Retro. And you can use that code RUN10 for 10% off on that one as well. Those Powertown wrestling figures that we have talked about, they are launching. If you're listening to this on Friday, you got noontime to get those at noontime, I should say. The pre-orders go up for those. DJ, you still on the fence here?
I would really like to see something that is not computer generated. Like I want to see the actual figure. Yeah. Maybe you can, like, one question I have, and maybe you can answer this. The jackets, is that is those jackets are that
as far as I know,
soft
they're
goods?
Cloth. As far as I know, they're soft goods. Yeah.
Okay. That's like Wish quality if that's molded to the figure. And and then I need to see them. Because I gotta carry right over my shoulder here. For those looking at the video, you can see Carrie up there on the top of the shelf. I would like one, and then I'd like that Bruiser Brody as well. I like the computer rendering of that Bruiser Brody looks dope, but I want to see it.
Yeah, so we got Series 1 is Vern Gagne, Magnum TA, Lou Thez, Kerry Von Erich, Stan Hansen, and Bruiser Brody. So and there's bundles available. PowertownWrestling.com, September 16th, 12 p.m. That is, if you guys are listening to this on Friday when it drops, that is today. So get on there if you want to grab them.
$50.
I'm very, very curious to see how these go. I want them to succeed. It's like AEW, man. I have my doubts, but I want them to succeed because competition's good, man. If they can get some more figures in the line and stuff like that. This line doesn't really do anything for me. This series, I should say. If I was going to grab one, it would be Kerry Von Erich or Bruiser Brody. But other than that, I don't really have any emotional ties to any of those. Even my Kerry Von Erich tie is Texas Tornado. It's not him as a Von Erich. So
right.
And Bruiser Brody, like he's before my time, but just him, being a legend and just all the stories and documentaries about him and stuff like that. He would be worth grabbing. I had a Bruiser Brody like micro brawler and something else I had of his before I got rid of everything. So
Bruiser Brody lived longer, man.
Yeah, be very.
You can just
very
tell.
Cool.
You can just see it. You can see that if he lived longer and got to the WWF with Hogan and everybody, that would have he would have enhanced it even more.
Absolutely. We did get some news right before we went on the air here that Zombie Sailor, he is teaming up with Heels and Faces. Or I'm sorry, he is Heels and Faces. He's teaming up with Pro Wrestling Tees. So he posted, the Mega Powers have joined forces. Zombie Sailor Toys is pleased to announce that we have teamed up with Pro Wrestling Tees to distribute limited quantities of our Heels and Faces vintage style wrestling figures. Wrestling Heels and Faces is expanded beyond our wildest dreams, but we still want to reach an even larger audience, and Pro Wrestling Tees will help us just do that. Will help us do just that. Pro Wrestling Tees will carry special edition exclusives in the future, and in a few days they will be receiving a small batch of Heels and Faces Series 1s to be available on their website for those who missed out. Stay tuned. So good for Zombie. He's going to have them available on Pro Wrestling Tees. And Series 2 you should be able to pre-order those very soon. Should be getting shipping from for Jeff Jarrett pretty soon. According to all his posts on his Instagram. The Macho NWO Ultimate Edition is showing up at a bargain store. Let me grab the name of it here. This is so wild, man. This is so crazy that Mike Lanham, friend of the show, Inner Circle member, he actually saw the post, went to this store. What the fuck is it called? It is called Bargain Hunt. And the Macho NWO Ultimate Edition was $18, and these have not shown up at Target yet.
Nope.
And they're only like in the Midwest and the South, it looks like. There's not one in Connecticut or Massachusetts. So people are grabbing these and flipping them. But if you're in the Fig Cave Facebook group, you could have got one for retail plus shipping, or what Mike paid plus shipping. And these are going to be hitting Target still. There's pictures of people finding them in Target. I know friend of the show, Dan Christensen, he found one. He's a bread man. He delivers bread to stores. And
there you go.
So he becomes friends with, the people who work there. And a lady grabbed them one. It said it was street dated. And so they are coming. She gave it to him anyway. She kind of like bypassed all that because he's a vendor and friends with the, the people. So she hooked him up. But yeah, it is it's coming, and it is, it's street dated. So if you were able to grab one of these, people were like, "Oh man, Target's not even going to get them now." And I'm like, I don't know if I believe that, but
there's going to be
I don't know how this store got these, but man.
Ultimate, I'm no longer afraid of Target's getting them. I'm just not like when was the last
out all the
Sorry,
go ahead.
I mean, because probably you're going where I was going. Like, what's the last Ultimate figure that you just could not ever find in a Target?
Right.
Okay. So every figure that we, there's that little bit of panic when you start seeing people see the first ones, and then we're like, "Oh man, Batista, I gotta get the Batista." And then now, like, a couple weeks later, he's flooded the show.
I'm not out hunting as much as I used to, but I have not seen the Batista in person. But I've seen a million Hogans and Mr. T's, and those are all being clearanced off. Yeah, they're all being clearanced out on at Target now. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I was flooded with like the couple of weeks after we were all panicking about it. Then boom, he was at every Target I walked into.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Now Walmart stuff, you gotta.
I can't find anything at Walmart, dude. I walked in there. I walked into one. I did a live video in the Fig Cave. I walked into one that I haven't been to in a few years, and it's in the ghetto. But they had the Bray Wyatt Superstars and like a basic that I can't remember what it was, and that was it. So it was It was awful.
Well, at least I really need to do a live of the Walmart here that glasses that it's behind, all the figures are behind glass.
There's a Walgreens here that is like that. All the figures are behind glass. It's so weird. So weird. But we got in non-wrestling figure news this week. It was pretty slow in the non-wrestling figure world, but Super 7 released images of Reptar from Rugrats, a 16-inch tall and 13-inch long from snout to tail Reptar. I don't know if they're coming out with any other like Rugrats figures or anything, but I just saw this Reptar and I thought it was kind of hilarious, but it's $295. It's crazy.
Super 7 don't play with prices.
No, and this thing is huge. There's a picture of a guy. If you guys are watching on the Patreon, I will share it to the video here. It is huge. Let me pull it up here. Look at this guy holding it.
Damn.
That is huge. So, I mean, if you're into that thing and you want it, I'd say worth $295, but that thing is gigantic. I just thought it was funny to bring up. But like I said, man, slow news week this week for wrestling. There was one story I did want to share. Let me just find the article here. I clicked it. Where did it go? Where are you at? Oh, here we go. So, Jefferson County, New York. A New York State police trooper has been suspended and is facing felony charges after state police say he falsified business records in an attempt to return an old children's toy to Walmart. 36-year-old Errol Oskay of Sackett's Harbor was arrested on Tuesday. According to troopers, Oskay bought a child's toy from a Walmart in Watertown on Monday and returned the item the next day while he was off duty. Walmart Asset Protection notified police after they discovered the box contained an older, much more weathered model of the toy. Oskay is facing charges of petty larceny and falsifying business records, and he was suspended while an internal investigation is conducted.
Damn.
Oskay was issued an appearance ticket and is scheduled to appear in the town of Watertown court on October 3rd. That's all that there is for the article. I want to know what toy it was.
So
that's
do
like
I.
That's all I kept thinking of was like, was it a wrestling figure? Was it like a Barbie?
That
was
sounds
it something?
like, yep, that sounds very wrestling figure-esque.
Right, with all these swaps. So I've done something like that before. I'm admitting it here. I don't think it was a felony because I'll tell you why. Way back, I bought an Xbox 360, I think, and I bought Madden. Yeah, it was 360, and I bought it at a Blockbuster Video, and it came with Madden. Oh no, I'm sorry, it came with like some bullshit game. It didn't come with Madden, but it was like a bundle. Right. It came with the controller, the system, an extra controller, and a game, and it was some stupid game that I didn't want. And I remember taking the game to Walmart, still in the shrink wrap, and I exchanged it for store credit and bought Madden. That's what it was with it. And so like Walmart, when I saw this article, I was like, wow, Walmart actually is kind of paying attention to returns and stuff, because it doesn't seem like it. But I guess maybe in that instance, it's because it was so old and weathered that it was way too obvious. Like, hey, what the hell happened here? Yeah. But yeah, man, I was just shocked that like Walmart, usually you can return anything.
No, you really can. But no, this is, I just want to, I'm ready to see somebody, because I want to see somebody get it with these, when they do it with Elite. Like somebody.
Oh, the swaps. I'm a dick. I think the swaps are hilarious. Like I'd be pissed, obviously, if I came across one and like it was something I was looking for and obviously it had been swapped, I would be pissed. Right. But I do, every once in a while, there's some that are just so ridiculous that they make me laugh.
Some of them are funny. Yeah, they are funny.
Yeah.
As the trash truck comes by my
I can hear that. One other thing just to cover here before we head out or before we get into weekly purchases. We're not heading out yet. This is where you might be able to find the Macho Man NWO Ultimate. It's a Target Fall Geek Out. They are doing September 16th. Exclusive collectibles from Mattel will be available on Target's website. So it's a collector's spot, and there's new stuff being added every week. And if you scroll down, there was some stuff added last week, some McFarlane stuff, some NECA stuff, some NECA Ninja Turtles, actually, some NECA Back to the Future, RoboCop. They've been doing it weekly, I guess. So September 2nd, September 9th, and then September 16th will be Mattel's, September 23rd will be Hasbro, and September 30th will be stuff from Funko, and October 2nd, one final drop, and it is to be continued, to be announced. So keep your eyes on that. There's some good stuff in there. That's actually a pretty good page to scroll through just to see what's out there in the world of Target. So I've been totally slacking on like fig hunting because Batista is available on the Target website. Actually, I've been totally slacking on fig hunting. I just haven't been out as much as I used to.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna try to be better about it now that we're back to recording and all that stuff. I'm gonna try to be better about it. But
well, we're also paying for big boy purchases here. So
that's right.
So
that's right. Usually my kids got hockey practice now Wednesdays and Fridays. I can usually sneak out during, like, I'll usually just drop them off and then like watch the end of practice. And that when I was hunting a lot before, that's when I would go. So I'm going to start doing that again. I think like starting next week. So, all right, DJ, time for weekly purchases. You got anything this week?
Well, our boy, like going back to good old Mike Lanham. So mine did come.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm not a MOC collector, folks. So this was okay for me, especially like it's shipping to California and all that. So I was trying, and I was going to open it anyway. So I told Mike, you can ship mine loose.
Yep.
And that probably shaved off a couple bucks for shipping because California's crazy.
Couple $2-3.
Sure. And yeah, that was my week. That was my week.
That's it. I got a couple things. I got a couple shirts actually. I got a WCW shirt from 2800 Studio. Okay. I got a WrestleMania 8 shirt. It's like literally a copy of the WrestleMania, like the event shirt from WrestleMania 8. Mm-hmm. It's a bootleg, but it's literally like they copied it verbatim.
I'll take it.
Yep. Yeah, and but it doesn't fit great. It's like it fits great up top, but it's a little short. It's like a little crop top. So I did email them to see if I could get an extra large instead, but we'll see what happens. Right. So
we're at the pool.
Yeah. And then I got some belts in from Forbidden Figurines, but I've already sold them. I got the WCW US title, I got the NWA US title, and then I got the big gold like Attitude Era WWE title. So sold those already like as soon as I got them. Right. And then Purge update. I got this question while I was hanging out with Carlos in New York. We grabbed something to eat before seeing Pearl Jam, and he asked me, he goes, "What made you decide to sell everything?" So I was like, I don't know if I actually answered that question on the podcast. So I said, you know what? I'm going to fire it off in this week's episode. So the big reason why I sold everything was just I kept looking at everything and it was like just a mess, and I just felt like I had way too much stuff. And it was just, I turned 40 over the summer, and it was like time to just kind of, not that there's anything wrong with being 40 and having a shit ton of collectibles, but I just decided it was time to go for quantity over quality. So I showed DJ actually before we started recording my little setup. If you guys are watching on Patreon here, we're going to actually do Patreon exclusive. I'm going to take my camera and spin it around. You guys can see this. So look at that. That's it's not in perfect condition right now. There's some Hasbros that fell over and stuff, but this wall right here used to be 5 Detolfs.
Yes, it did.
Full of figures. In the early episodes, you guys have probably saw it behind me. So basically what I did was I kept all the Hasbros, did a little Hasbro display, and then up top there is the elites I kept. So there's some Hogan's, LOD, and then Brett, Sean, 2 Warriors, Macho and Elizabeth, of course, Austin, another HBK, Undertaker. And I don't know if you guys can see him, but up there way behind the Undertaker on the right is the Goon. I had to keep the Goon.
Yeah.
So that's what I went. I went from trying to hook the camera back up here. Went from hundreds and hundreds of elites to all my Ric Flair elites are actually still in a tote too. And all my Ric Flair stuff. I have a little shelf right next to me here that I think you guys can see on the video too. That I think right now it's all like pop culture stuff. It's like Wolverine, Buzz Lightyear, some Lego stuff. There is a Ric Flair on there. But I think that is going to become a Ric Flair shelf. And I'm going to get another one of these Billy shelves from IKEA and put it somewhere else and do the little pop culture stuff. But it wasn't really like, I don't know. It wasn't like I need to get out of the game, or it was just becoming too much, man. I still obviously am interested. I am trying to complete my Hasbro set slowly because it's so expensive, but prices seem to be coming down a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that. But so still keeping my eye on stuff. I got one of those machos from Mike Lanham, and I'm trying to decide if I want to keep it or use it as a giveaway. And there's some other stuff that's kind of catching my eye. I did pre-order the Raw 3-pack with Undertaker, Razor Ramon, and 1-2-3 Kid. Might put that up on a display somewhere as well. So we'll see what happens, man. There's just time. It's just time. Every once in a while, man, it's just time. So.
Oh yeah.
But all right,
definitely quality.
Yeah, and that's what it was like. I just need every flashback. I need every like I'd be ordering the Chainsaw Charlie that's about to come out if I was still going the way I was going. It's like, no, just keep it to your favorites and guys that really meant something to you, like guys that I would have killed to have met, which I kind of wish I kept a Bobby Heenan, but maybe we'll get another one because he's one guy I always wish I met.
We will. Yep.
But we'll see what happens down the road. But any other toy stuff for you, DJ?
Not this week. Like you said, like that was kind of slow week.
All right, let's dive into Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere is brought to you by Homage. You guys can pay homage over at runinpod.com and click on our deals page. Once you do that, it'll bring you to Homage's websites. And if it's your first time purchasing on Homage, we're going to give you 15% off. All you got to do is use the code RUNINPOD. They've got new football shirts up. They had a sale on WWE shirts yesterday, if you were paying attention to our social medias. And, they got some new hoodies up there for fall. They've got some new office stuff. Fall's coming. I highly, highly recommend. Yeah, as a hoodie guy, I love hoodies. Who doesn't love hoodies? I highly recommend going to their go-to page. It's all their, they're basically their stuff blank. Grab yourself a couple of their hoodies. They are amazing. They're so comfortable. They're even like the sweatpants are great. Like you can't go wrong with anything. I have one of their zip-up hoodies. They just kill it with the hoodies and sweatshirts and everything like that. So check out Homage. If it's your first time ordering, use the code RUNINPOD and get 15% off your first order. DJ, we both went 1-0 on our picks for this past week's NFL games, our Sunday night game. Man, the Patriots looked bad. And I knew, you know what?
We had
I knew
a little shootout. Yep.
I knew it was coming. It's going to be a long year, man. I said 7-10. And I don't know if I said this on Hey, what do you say? Or if I said it on this pod or what, but I said, we're bad, but at least we're not the Jets or the Cowboys. At least we're not the Jets or the Cowboys.
Man, because so my Raider report, dude, if we don't throw 3 interceptions, we win that game. Good second half. I think we kind of paid for not doing the trend of not playing anybody in any preseason at all. None of the number ones.
Yep.
And it looked like it in the first half. And in the second half, they clamped down. They were going against, Herbert, and Herbert didn't do a damn thing in the second half. And I was kind of impressed with that. But we had 3. It's hard to win with 3 picks. So clean that up. And I think they win the game. So I'm so it was a loss, but I was still not discouraged. But like you said, like if you're a Cowboy fan out there, like you know, your starting quarterback is not going to play for at least 4 weeks, as we've heard.
Yep.
You didn't look good when he was in the game to begin with. It's not like it's the Cowboys are like they're, you know, the most overhyped team of all time. We know this.
Them and Notre Dame
Jets
are the two most hyped, like the most overrated sports teams in history. The Cowboys and Notre Dame.
I can go with that.
In my opinion.
Jets. Yeah. And then the Jets, like I think Tommy, I think you and I were in on the offensive line at some point.
Dude, one of my trivia regulars is a Jets fan. And I just said, how do you do it, man? Like, how are you? Like, they are so bad with the moves that they make, so bad on the field. Like, how do you justify like not being like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to become an Arizona Cardinals fan, or like I just
anything.
I don't think I could do it. Yeah, like
right.
I mean, obviously you can't be a Giants fan, you can't be a Patriots fan if you've
right.
been a Jets fan, you can't be a Dolphins fan or a Bills fan.
Yep, I get it.
But man,
I mean, since Joe Namath, you haven't done anything since Joe Broadway Namath. Okay,
yeah,
that's the last time the Jets did anything.
Terrible. But this week's game that we're picking is Patriots have Pittsburgh actually this week, so I'm hoping it's in Pittsburgh. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but it's so hard to.
We got the Cardinals. I think we win this game against the Cardinals.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Patriots can get. It's not time to panic yet, but Chicago and Green Bay is a game we're picking this week. I think Green Bay comes back, man. I think like Aaron Rodgers says, man, everybody relax, and Aaron Rodgers will be Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. He's notoriously he sucks in week 1 for Aaron Rodgers, even with even when he had a veteran wide receivers, he still sucked in week 1. It's just not his thing.
Yep.
I think Chicago did, like, I have friends, of course, living here in the Bay. Like, I was making fun of the 49, having fun with the 49er fans, but yeah, the rain helped that. Okay. Like in all seriousness, like the rain really helped Chicago. So Chicago is a rebuilding team. So, still going to have a decent defense, but I think they're rebuilding. And I think, like you said, Green Bay comes back. You're going to have that Chicago quarterback's going to have to deal with, like, because Green Bay's defense is decent. Like, so he's going to have to deal with that. He's not going to have the rain to help him. So I see Green Bay, getting back on it in this week. Yep.
So we're going to go we're going to be tied no matter what after this. My bad too. We didn't include the inner circle on this. I forgot to last week. I forgot to mention it to them. And so now it's just us. Now it's just us out here. One thing I was going to bring up to you, man. You see the NFL Plus?
I did see $30
a year. That's or $4.99 a month. That is not bad for a streaming sports service. Every once in a while, I'm like, man, I should get the NHL like center ice, or I should get the MLB package or whatever. Just because I love watching baseball, I love watching hockey. I mean, there's enough on other channels where where I don't necessarily need that, but like for $4.99 a month, like if I was a team, obviously, of like if I was like a Cardinals fan living out here in Connecticut or Massachusetts, like $4.99 a month to watch my team, hell yeah. My stepdad used to have DirecTV just so he could watch the Bengals, and it was like honestly, it was like $130 a month or something like ridiculous for him to add the NFL Sunday package to his deal. Which is crazy. So I think $4.99 a month or $30 a year, like that's really good. That's cheaper than Red Zone.
Red Zone is $10. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then to go back to the ML
right now.
yeah. And then I've signed up for this because I got upset that, during the preseason is when I got this because I wanted to watch the Raiders preseason game. And, so I remember I'm in the Bay, and so the preseason game is about to come on, and they black out the freaking Raider game.
Oh yeah, that's happened here.
Area. And for a preseason game, and so
Yep.
it's gonna be one of those deals where I had to wait till 10 o'clock at night to watch it. I was like, wait, what are you guys doing? And then and then I saw the advertisement for this, and then I signed up. Like you said, like this is like it's almost like a cheaper Sunday ticket. The only thing you're just not gonna have the Reds, like, because I'm sorry, I gotta watch Red Zone on Sunday.
Yeah, if my team's not on, I'm watching Red Zone all day.
Yeah, yep.
I haven't signed up for Red Zone yet. But if you're out and about,
this is if you're out and about, this NFL Plus is wonderful. I've used it while being out and about, and I love it. I
like that there's no blackout restrictions. Like, let's get rid of blackout restrictions for everything, because I would literally drop cable and I would just have NFL Plus, MLB, and NHL Plus, like whatever you want to call it. I would just have those, especially at $4.99 a month. And you drop it when the season's over. And
then going back to the MLB thing, if you have T-Mobile, it's free.
Oh, right.
The MLB package. Yep.
I knew that. Yeah, man, this is great. I wish it had Red Zone. I would jump on it in a second. I actually haven't subbed up for Red Zone yet, because last week I was on my way to New York City while the Patriots were playing, and then my kid hockey schedule, man, his game this week is like, I think it's Sunday at one of his games is Sunday at 11:55. We'll be home at 1:10. Or no, the game will be over at 1:10, I should say. So, and it's about an hour away. So we'll be home at like 2:30. Maybe I will sign up for it this week, because Patriots are on at 1 o'clock. Once the Patriots are over, that's when Red Zone goes on. So I might be jumping back
10 in the morning for me.
Dude, I remember that I was in Vegas once, and I woke up in the hotel room and like NASCAR was on, and I was like, what the fuck? What time is it? Like, because I thought it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And my buddy was like, dude, settle down. It's 11 o'clock. We're good. We're good. I was like, oh, forgot about that time zone change thing.
Yes.
All right. Off the NFL and on to video games. GoldenEye is coming back, but not for us. It's coming to Nintendo Switch and Xbox. Man, I hope somehow PlayStation gets in on this. Otherwise, I'm going to be stealing my kid's my kid's Switch quite a bit when this drops, just to play GoldenEye.
I do think this is probably going to end up being some kind of timed thing until, like, they'll break some kind of deal. Like, people they're not going to leave money on the table just for brand loyalty here. That's not going to happen. So we're just not going to get it first. And I'm not. Yeah,
that's all right.
I don't have FOMO for, like, I just don't have it for video games all that much.
No, and we kind of talked about this in our inner circle chat, where it's great to see like this game come back, but like I bought that Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game. I played it maybe for like an hour with my kid, and then I was going to get the Cowabunga collection, which is like all the old retro games and stuff like that. And I canceled it because I'm like, I canceled the order through Amazon because I'm like, I don't even play Shredder's Revenge that much. Like, I don't play this as much as I thought I was going to. Like, the nostalgia is there for a little bit, and then it wears off. Same thing with, like, I have like the little Nintendo that came out a couple years ago, and my buddy hacked it, put all the old games on it, and I have the Super Nintendo, same thing. He hacked it, and I put all a bunch of old games on it, and I don't play it all that much. I'm just like, the new games I think are so good that nostalgia wears off for the old games.
That's where I am. I mean, I have a handheld that I bought. One of the companies that's on Instagram, and it has all the old, like, and it's loaded with, the original Contra. It has that arcade game, the arcade Punisher game that had you and Nick Cage or Nick Fury. And I don't, like you said, like, you don't play it that much. Like, after the nostalgia, like, I've gone on a couple of trips and I didn't even take it with me, like a couple times, like the last couple of trips. So, because, CM Punk, I can go down the list of things that you thought was going to be that great from nostalgia, and it's
nostalgia is great for some things, but it doesn't always hold up. So, but All right. I think that's it for Falls Count Anywhere. What are you watching this week, DJ?
All right, so continuing with the Laker docu-series on Hulu. We've gotten up to the Shaq and Kobe era with that. She-Hulk. That Game of Thrones spinoff is I'm liking it. Like, it's like really, it's like watching more Game of Thrones basically. And I'm going to the theater to see The Woman King. And then these Untolds on Netflix are really good.
They are, dude. That's where the Danbury Trashers hockey team like got rediscovered.
Right.
And I watched the Tim Donaghy one, man. It was so good. I watched the Manti Te'o one.
Did you get N1?
Oh yeah, I did. I watched the N1 one as well. They're all crazy stories. They're all so good.
They are.
That was on mine. I also watched High Score on Netflix, which I started watching like a while ago, and then it came up on my like suggested watches or whatever, and it was a picture of Doom, the game, and I remember like playing Doom on the computer, IDDQD. That's the Infinite God Code. And so I was like, oh, let me put this on, and they start talking about how the development of Sonic through Genesis and the development of Madden, how Genesis wanted to get more video like sports games on and stuff. It's very cool to check out. So I kind of got sucked into that thinking I was going to learn about Doom, and I got all these other things. And then I did start Cobra Kai, the last season the new season. Hopefully this is the last season. I feel like I don't want it to get Walking Dead syndrome where like it needs to be done and over with. I really enjoy Cobra Kai, but I don't feel like we needed a new season or another season of it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm only like one or two episodes in. It's all how they
end it. Like they always end, like don't have, like if you want to end it, like that finale can't have an open storyline. Like,
right. No cliffhangers.
They keep an open storyline on the last episode. You're like, oh, we're going to have another season.
Yeah. So, all right. We got some shout outs here before we get on out of here. We got the Fig Cave podcast. Go check out Phil, our main man, Phil, and Nikki Choke, who is going to become part of our little show here. Some spinoffs and stuff. We're going to steal him a little bit. Fig Cave podcast, anywhere you get your podcast. They're now dropping episodes weekly. Conversations with Kenny and a call up. Make sure you check those out as well. And friend of the show, Alan Day. He is now doing Gorilla Brain podcasts. Check that out. He sent me some stickers. Boom, there it is on the video. So make sure you check that show out as well. They're also got Too Old for This Shit, which is a fun listen as well.
Yes, it is.
And I think you were on their show, weren't you, DJ? Yeah,
I was. Yeah, we did Hasbro's. It was fun.
Yep,
love those guys.
Of course, Wrestling Collector Shop. Use the code RUN10 to save 10%. Homage. And the big one is Manscaped. Help us out. Help yourself out too. Grab something from Manscaped.
Yes.
Use our code RUN20 to save 20% off. Barrios Toys, and of course we got J&J Toys, which are friends of the show as well. You guys can follow us anywhere on social media. Our Twitter is at Run In Podcast. Instagram is at the Run In Podcast. YouTube is youtube.com/the Run In Podcast. And don't forget to sign up for Patreon, man. This month, I don't even think we mentioned it when I was pimping out Patreon earlier. We're giving away an Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan Amazon exclusive. So all you got to do is be a member, get signed up. $1 a month can get you in. $5 a month will get you 2 entries. $10 a month will get you 3 entries. So make sure you get in on that. DJ, got anything else to add? I know you want to shout out your social medias.
Sure. I've been hearing that I think it looks like LA Knight is coming back. But I'm Fig Knight on Instagram and Twitter, FIGKNIGHT27, both Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like I said, do the get on Twitch and all that stuff next week, and rock this shit after Grand Slam. All right, guys. Thank you for listening so much. Don't forget, do what you got to do. Rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell your friends about it. Buy a shirt over at merch.runinpod.com. You can use the code come back through today to get 15% off. If you're listening to this on Friday, coupon expires midnight Saturday. So Saturday the 17th. So get on it. If you haven't bought anything yet, now's the time. I'm Tommy Paradise.
That's your boy DJ.
And this has been the Run In Podcast.